Good day, everyone. Now let's talk about constructivism as a learning theory. So, what is constructivism? Constructivism is an approach to learning that holds that people actively construct or make their own knowledge and that reality is determined by the experiences of the learner. In elaborating constructivist ideas, Arendt states that constructivism believes in personal construction of meaning by the learner through experience, and that meaning is influenced by the interaction of prior knowledge and new events. Here are the principles of constructivism. Knowledge is constructed rather than innate or passively absorbed. Constructivism's central idea is that human learning is constructed, that learners build new knowledge upon the foundation of previous learning. And this prior knowledge influences what new or modified knowledge an individual will construct from new learning experiences. The second notion is that learning is an active rather than a passive process. The passive view of teaching views the learner as an empty vessel to be filled with knowledge, whereas constructivism states that learners construct meaning only through active engagement with the world, such as experiments or real-world problem solving. Information may be passively received, but understanding cannot be, for it must come from making meaningful connections between prior knowledge, new knowledge, and the processes involved in learning. All knowledge is socially constructed. According to Dewey, learning is a social activity. It is something we do together in interaction with each other rather than an abstract concept. For example, Vygotsky believed that community plays a central role in the process of making meaning. For Vygotsky, the environment in which children grow up will influence how they think and what they think about. Thus, all teaching and learning is a matter of sharing and negotiating socially constituted knowledge. Another example, Vygotsky states cognitive development stems from social interactions from guided learning with a zone of proximal development as children and their partners co-construct knowledge. All knowledge is personal. Each individual learner has a distinctive point of view based on existing knowledge and values. This means that same lesson, teaching, or activity may result in different learning by each pupil, as their subjective interpretations differ. This principle appears to contradict the view of knowledge is socially constructed. Learning exists in the mind. The constructivist theory posits that knowledge can only exist within the human mind, and that it does not have to match any real-world reality. Learners will constantly trying to develop their own individual mental model of the real world from their perceptions of that world. As they perceive each new experience, learners will continually update their own mental models to reflect the new information and will, therefore, construct their own interpretation of reality.
Types of constructivism. There are types of constructivism that educators can use to find success with this learning theory. So first, cognitive. Cognitive constructivism focuses on the idea that learning should be related to the learner's stage of cognitive development. These methods work to help students in learning new information by connecting it to things they already know, enabling them to make modifications in their existing intelligence to accommodate the new information. Cognitive constructivism comes from the work of John Piaget and his research on cognitive development in children. Second is the social constructivism. Social constructivism focuses on the collaborative nature of learning. Knowledge develops from how people interact with each other, their culture, and society at large. Students rely on others to help create their building blocks, and learning from others helps them construct their own knowledge and reality. Social constructivism comes from Lev Vygotsky and his closely related to cognitive constructivism with the added element of societal and peer influence. Third, radical constructivism. Radical constructivism is very different from cognitive and social constructivism. It focuses on the idea that learners and the knowledge they construct tell us nothing real, only help us function in our environment. The overall idea is that knowledge is invented or not discovered. The things we bring to the table make it impossible for us to have truth, only interpretations of knowledge. This theory was developed by Ernst von Glaserfeld in 1974. So, constructivism in education. It's important to understand how teachers can apply constructivism inside their classroom to create a unique learning environment for students. In constructivist classrooms, the teacher has a role to create a collaborative environment where students are actively involved in their own learning. Teachers are more facilitator of learning than actual instructors. Teacher must work to understand the pre-existing conceptions and understanding of students, then work to incorporate knowledge within those areas. Teachers will also need to adjust their teaching to match the learner's level of understanding. So, constructivist classrooms rely on 4 key areas to be successful. 1. Shared knowledge between teachers and students. 2. Shared authority between teachers and students. 3. Teachers act as a guide or facilitator. 4. Learning groups consist of small numbers of students. Constructivist classrooms are often very different from normal classrooms in many ways. Constructivist classrooms focus on student questions and interests. They build on what students already know. They focus on interactive learning and are student-centered. Teachers have a dialogue with students to help them construct their own knowledge. They root in negotiation, and students work primarily in groups. Constructivist classrooms often have teachers do small group work, collaborative and interactive activities, and open dialogues about what students need in order to find success. So, disadvantages of constructivist methods. The biggest critics of constructivist learning is its lack of structure. Some students need highly structured and organized learning environments to thrive, and constructivist learning focuses on a more laid-back method to help students engage in their own learning. Grading is often removed from constructivist classrooms and places are more value on student progress, which can lead to students falling behind and not meeting standardized grading requirements. If you are hoping to become a teacher, a degree is crucial to getting on a right path. Additionally, it's valuable for teachers to understand different learning theories and how they impact their classroom and their students.